Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today and keeping warm if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. I am going to be doing a very quick video today. My father has taken a turn for the worse and is in the hospital, and it's pretty dire right now, so I just don't have it in me to do anything wonderful. However, this is wonderful. I was inspired somewhat to do this by a lady named Autumn Hathaway, and I'm going to link her channel below. I'll link the actual video where I got the inspiration for. And she uses her drop papers to make little painted houses that she then puts in her art journal. Anyway, I'm not going to be doing that, but I am going to be playing with the drop paper, and I'll tell you where her inspiration came into this, because some of it will be my own. First of all, my drop paper had several tears in it, so I just went to the back side, and you can see I just put some masking tape on there because one of the holes was like right here, you know. So what we're going to do is we are going to elevate our drop paper, our Painty drop paper. So I'm just going to play. And we'll see how this goes. I don't have a wet cloth. I just realized that. That's probably not a good thing. But anyway, we'll go with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is scribble. This is always my favorite thing. I'm going to go around the edges. Now the edges also don't have a lot, because you know when you work, you tend to work in one space, you know, like right in the middle or whatever, which I do. So I'm just scribbling all over. You know, if you like, well, I don't like my scribbles, then put it on do it with the other hand, your non-dominant hand. For me, that's my left hand. So I'm just going to do some scribble, and I'm just using some graphite. So that's the first thing I'm going to do to elevate this drop paper. When I'm finished and it's all dried, I will use it somehow, you know, whether it's pages in journals or cutting out shapes or doing something. And I'm sorry you won't see the whole thing because it is quite large. It's a big piece of, this is newsprint, you know, unprinted newsprint. Okay, so the next thing I thought I would do is some stamping. So these colors here are fairly, I'm not going to say neutral, but they're not like really vibrant. So I got some very vibrant ink pads out. Remember these dye ink pads that we all used to get at Tuesday morning? And I'm just going to randomly stamp some ink, some stamps on here. And I'm sorry for the shaky, maybe I could do it this way. The shaking of the table, but I'm going to give this a try. This may not work because there is so much texture. Well, it may not work if your stamp pad doesn't work. But I think it does it? Yeah, my stamp pad works. I'm not sure why. So what I'm saying is there's so much paint texture on here, the stamps might not get good adhesion. There is a little bit coming off on here, but this was the iffy one because of the, because this is so bumpy, the stamp is not being able to make contact with that. Let me try a smaller stamp. I have this scribble flower one. I think this is, this is a Stampin' Up. Let me see if that works at all. Okay, so this one works better. That other stamp, I don't know if you can see that right there. So I'm just going to randomly do some stamping with this. And, you know, just wherever, because this is going to be cut up. So I'm not trying to make a pattern. I'm not trying to guess where things are going to be. I just want to cover as much of this paper as I can. And because my desk is so small, that's not going to be a huge area because, I just don't have the room to spread it all out and go to all the edges. So I'm just really randomly stamping. Here where there's a lot of gooped up paint, you know, it's less prominent obviously, but it is putting some marks down, so that's good. So I've used my hot pink. What is this one called? Magenta. Now I'm gonna, now this was something that I got inspired by Autumn, and I don't even know if she talks about her painting paper, because I really saw the video, her video that did the very last part, which is adding black before she cut them up. But I was looking at her painting paper, And a part of it, she had used a very small, like floral stamp, I guess. And she had stamped it like I am in different colors, like in close proximity. And I don't know if she did that on purpose. I have no idea because, like I said, I don't know if she, I'm not going to say curates her paper, but I don't know if she, you know, does things deliberately like I'm doing right now on this paper by adding, you know, extra color and so on. So I've got some now orange flowers where the pink flowers were, a lot of them. And I can even just overlap them so you can see more pink. But I'm just going to go ahead and get a little bit more color. And another thing, when I work on Painty projects, this all came, a lot of this from this one, is the base layer, or my Painty paper from working on Wonderlust, doing color mixing. So a lot of the colors were kind of the same, and I was just pretty much scraping them off in the same direction on this paper. A lot of us, when we have our Painty papers, our drop papers, we're just going back and forth and whatever. This just happened to be the one that is on my desk right now. So I'm going to put that stamp aside. I have a stamp that has some polka dots. Is this also Stampin' Up? There's no name on this, so I have no idea. Oh wait, yes there is. It is Stampin' Up. And most of these Stampin' Up stamps I got from the not the flea market, the craft sale at the Crop I used to go to, you know, because you could fill a whole bag for $25 of whatever, you know, it could be stamp, I mean, everything mixed up. So I used to buy a lot of stamps. So I'm just going here and putting some blue. I'll try do it over this green here, but that is it's showing up a little bit, but like I said, this area right here, I don't even know, maybe I even put that on with a palette knife. I have no idea. So I'm just doing this, okay. And because, like I said, my desk is so small, I don't have tons of room to work. So the edges of this paper are just not getting done, which is fine. When it comes time to cut them up and everything, I'll maybe cut a rectangle out of the middle. See, if I push it up this way, then I can't do this here. So I've got stuff up here. So I'm just doing the best I can to work in here. So I've stamped, I've used graphite. Now the next thing I want to do is to use some stencils. And I've got a couple colors, bright colors. I've got orange. I think this is magenta again. Yep, magenta, orange, and lemon yellow. And these, well, this one is Premio, and these two are De La Rowney. And again, these were ones, you know, from Tuesday morning back in the day. And I got these stencils. And these stencils, these are metal number and letter stencils. I got these in a box lot at an auction. You know I get most of my box lots for $2. I didn't even actually realize these were in the box, so these were an actual bonus. This is not what I bought the box from, but they're cool metal stencils. So I thought we'd do some stenciling on top now. And of course, you can add as many layers as you want. If you want to use colored markers and draw with them, or you know, whatever, you do whatever you have to use it. Now let's see here. Okay, so these slide into something because they've got a lip on them, so I've got to be careful that I don't use too much paint because I think it's going to go behind one side of this. But let's see. Yeah, see, that works. Okay, so let's just go ahead. 3 is my favorite number, so I'm going to make a couple 3s. We'll make 3 3s. How's that? 3 3s. And we'll just do one where? Here. We'll do one sideways because, you know, we don't know how this is going to cut up. We don't know how we're going to use this, so you can go whatever way you want. But this is also a fun way to get out. Now, I went and looked at stencils, and I found these. I forgot I had them. I picked out some paints and some stamp colors that I usually don't use. So it's a good way to play with stuff that you don't usually use. And remember, you have them, you know, you could put washi tape on here, you could put stickers on here, you know, whatever you want, right? I'm just doing the painty thing and the stamping and stuff, keeping it kind of mixed media here. And also because I don't want to get out too many craft supplies and everything, because I do have to go out shortly and go to the hospital. So let's see what else we've got here. I'm just randomly pulling out stencils here. Let's see what we got. We've got number 5. Okay, let's use a different color paint because we used a lot of that orange. Let's go ahead and use some of this magenta here and make some 5s. And we can make them at angles, which, you know, this right here, putting it at this angle is probably going to make me hyperventilate because, you know, I am such a linear person. I don't know. I just don't like things at angles, I guess. But we're doing it anyway. We're going to get over our biases on direction. I love this. This is very fun. So this is just, you know, deliberately, what would I say, elevating your drop papers to be used in other projects. And I really hope you're not throwing your drop papers away because they are like a little mini history of your art. You know, if you look at them and you know, well, I mean, I know where a lot of the paint came from this, you know, the projects I did with that. Okay, so we've got some 5s. Now let me go ahead and do the, what was the other color? Oh, I have yellow. I've got bright yellow, which is not a color I use a lot of. Okay, can you get some more on there, Helen? I am not a fan of generally these bright colors, but I needed to do bright colors on these because otherwise they're just not going to show because I already had so much color on the back. So let's see here. Let's pick something. Oh, here's an ampersand. Let's use the ampersand. Which way does it go? That way, I think. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. And see, I'm not even changing my sponge, so it's actually more orange-yellow until I get enough paint off my dauber here. It's going to be more orange-yellow. Well, you know what? I actually do want it yellow, so let me take that one off and get another one. Hang on a second here. Let's use this one. These are just makeup sponges. I just put them in the, is this called a bulldog clip? Okay, let's do some real yellow here. And yeah, so this, even though it's really super bright yellow, but I can't glob it on because if I do, it will get under the stencil. But it's not showing up this bright because the background's not pure white, if that makes any sense. It does to me anyway. And I have about 3 brain cells left right now, so it should make sense to you too. Okay. All right. So I'm not at the hospital now because my brother and my mom are going this morning to be with my dad. And so I don't want, well, first of all, there's no room in the hospital for 4 people. And, you know, my brother is a big person. He's 6'3". But they're going to go this morning, and then Mr. Moss and I are going to go later this afternoon so that my dad has more visits and isn't alone for the rest of the day, you know, if we all went together. So, you know, there's that expression. I don't know who coined it, but twice a child, once a man. Ugh, that is so true. So true. Let's put one more in the middle here. Really want some nice bright colors here. Okay, like that. Okay, that's good. And I'm not concerned that these didn't turn out super crisp. If I took my time, and this will be put on my new drop paper when I start that. I actually don't have one underneath here. Okay, so that's that. So the last thing, and now I'm thinking because I put this wet on, I have to step away from my desk for 1 second. Okay, I need to actually dry this a little bit. Acrylic paint, you know, dries fairly quickly, but I do need to dry this a little bit because Now I'm going to go to the place where Autumn Hathaway really, you know, I watched her video about this. I don't know, is that a paintbrush hair? I think it's not my hair and it's not Holly's. I think that's a paintbrush hair. Okay. And this is going to be, we're going to be adding some black marks. And this was the video, I think I'll link that video below for you to see of hers. And I just want to make sure there's no big globs, because if I drag black through it, then we're going to get brown and all kinds of mess. So I think that's good enough right now. So I have some black paint and this, what is this? Silicone brush. Okay. And I'm going to use that for making these black marks. And I don't even remember quite what she did. She used actually ink, I think, and she put it on, well, you can watch the video. She put it on different parts of her silicone brush to see what the effect would be, whether she put it right on the edge here or on this part here. And literally all she did was just like drag it around and make shapes. And it doesn't matter, again, it doesn't matter what you do, because this is all going to be cut up. You know. And see, this is so bumpy. I like this. I don't know if, you know, if you don't like it like this, where it's draggy, it's kind of dry, it's not perfectly black. Like this, how thick and saturated with black paint that is, and this is not. I like this. If you don't, then just go and fill it in, you know, put more black paint on. You know, I could, let's see, if I squeeze a little bit on my palette, I could just do the tip. See, that gives you a little smaller. Let's do overlapping circles here. Because who doesn't love circles? And I'm saying circles, and I should put that in air quotes, because it's draggy, it's not making perfect circles, which I don't want perfect circles. I just want some black so that when it's cut up, I've got contrast already. And most likely, like I said, in her video, Autumn cut her papers up and she made some cute little wonky houses and then lined them all up in different rows and put them in her art, I believe it's her art journal. Most likely, I won't do that. Matter of fact, I know I'm not going to do that. But what I most likely am going to do with this paper is tear it up into smaller pieces and just use it in my collage journal, right? And see, these are all pretty much the same width, because this is this wide, so these are this wide. However, I do have the much wider one of these, or I could use maybe a paintbrush and get something much smaller. So I think that's probably about enough right there, enough black, because this is the area right here that I'm concentrating on, that I'll cut out, because the ends really don't have a lot on them because of my desk size. So this right here is about the rectangle I'll cut out. And for me, that's enough black on there. I don't want to go any heavier with the black, because I do want to see the colors behind. This kind of painty paper in my collage journal will be used to accent, like collage journals that have book page and stuff like that, when you need some pop of color and stuff. But of course the black adds a nice contrast to the bright colors underneath. So guys, that's it for today. I know this isn't like rocket science and, you know, whatever. But I thought it was really fun that you don't have to wait until your painty paper or your under paper is completely filled before you say, now I can use it. You know, if you like some of the colors or whatever, or you need some collage fodder or something, help it along by doing this extra work to it to get it done. Then you can put a new piece down and start using this for whatever your projects are. So, and I know this looks like a mess. Maybe in my next video or the next time I do a work in my collage journal, I'll use some of this so you can see how I use it. I just don't have time to go into all of that, and it is kind of wet, so there's that. So guys, I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed, I ask that you do. And please, I've had so many excuses lately, and I apologize for that because I got so sick after Christmas. But now with my dad doing really bad, I need to be with him, and I need to be with my family. So there might be a lapse in video, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with me, but this is, you know, me dealing with my dad and his really sudden and severe decline. So if there's no videos, that's the reason why, most likely. So guys, until the next video, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye. Bye.